All right, so to begin our session today, we're going to hit our first little bit of a recap. So yesterday, in the actual timeline of things, we had met and were anticipating a job at some point. Um, we went back to our hotel, and we were told to meet at the place with Question and one of her other advisors inside of her organization was supposed to meet you at the library at dawn. And so you managed to get there, and he gave you the job of following one suspicious individual who they suspected was somehow in league with either a cult or organization that is favorable to one of the betrayer gods, which is, at least in this city, someone of kind of a high order crime to that aspect. To that aspect, you are asked to follow him, and at some point confront him and try to ascertain, the actual true nature of this allegation, and then find out any details about his intent or what's going on, if there was anything to be had of that. And so we had an interesting time trying to follow him to his place of residence. He's staying at a very fancy kind of apartment hotel complex that many of the studying and visiting scholars will be staying at, that are put up in this very highfalutin place in a very nice part of town that has access to the libraries and the palace and all kind of central into that kind of thing. When you eventually did get everyone met up, follow him, got there, went to scope out his location. You knew that he was there hidden. Found, through some kind of circumspect, that he was anticipating some kind of incursion, not necessarily from y'all or from your organization, but at least he was under some. We found that he was under some kind of guise of maybe there would be some kind of assassins or something that was going, that he was suspicious that were after him. And he had said something about the Cerberus Assembly being kind of like the name that was thrown out a little bit to maybe the source of this trouble that he was with. So we got to his kind of hotel. We tried to unlock the door by picking it. It made a pretty loud sound, and because of his anxiety and paranoia and these other things, he had set some kind of trap on the door that exploded in a giant fireball when we tried to open it. And he summoned some kind of giant phantom serpent head to chase someone down as we kind of hid throughout. Eventually, he leapt out a window, which, through some very, very deft maneuvering, was able to actually do so, even though he was pinned with some kind of really cool frost arrow to a cabinet. Still managed to make it out the window with his cloak left behind. And then nearly got away as he was running down an alleyway at some kind of incredibly magically enhanced rate of speed. But Athena was able to drop him on accident, so to speak, by hitting with a perfectly well placed shot, right as the police happened to arrive from the neighboring little district area office that they were at. So as soon as they arrived, they had everyone stop. They had immediate some kind of questioning. They allowed Thena to go ahead and assist and try to bring this guy back from his near-death experience. And they said, all right, we're going to sort it all out. You're all going to jail. And then that's where we kind of left off. Everyone was kind of rounded up except for Brutus, who managed to slip away just as the fuzz was arriving, so to speak. And he went off to go inform Question of the kind of goings-ons that just happened and see what could be, from that angle, what could we do, and or how should we proceed kind of questioning. So that's kind of where we're picking up today, is the explaining the span of the next, few hours of events, and then kind of pick up where do we go from here. So, they managed to actually take and arrest the other person, and so I want to. There's two kind of skill oriented things that I want us to run through as a group as to kind of narrate the path that the next few hours take place. So first, I would like a group persuasion check, a group deception check, and then a group so I said persuasion, deception, and then perception. So those are the three group skill challenges that were going to take place to kind of determine the course of the path that happens. Persuasion, deception, and then perception. Warm up all of our dice. Oof. What is the likelihood of this?
Persuasion, deception,
And then
and
perception.
They're cold dice today.
Okay, so we can see, but we can't bluff our way out of a paper bag. Okay, so perception deception. Okay, so let me see here. Persuasion, we have 3 failures and 1 pass. Deception. Ooh, okay, we got a couple of good deception. One.
I was planning on telling the truth anyways.
Okay, so that's
sort of.
also 3 failures and 1 pass, and then perception is actually overall a rounding pass. Okay, so here's kind of what you see. So you're, they kind of split you off from the accosted individual, and then they needed to figure out kind of what's going on across all of this. And I've heard some things, ways that you might say why your reasoning was for being here, and then he was under suspicion, and he's look at his staff, and it's an adder staff, and he's he's in league with a cult or someone with the betrayer gods, and you were hired to kind of figure this out and hunt him down, and these kinds of things, and they're they're taking it in, that kind of thing, and they pull him off to the side, and they start questioning him as well, and you see that that your the suspicion that you're trying to convey does seem to make its way into their line of questioning. So they are taking your accusations of his involvement with the betrayer gods or any cult or anything related to any of that very seriously. What the What is going on? I don't know what happened, but someone's preparing for battle. A lot of initiative. And so they're taking this very seriously, and you can see that they're not just questioning, they're giving him kind of the shakedown, and they're looking through it, like they're opening up his bags, and because he's kind of on the run here, and he's got the staff, they definitely take that away, and they start rifling through his things. That you on your group, okay, that part of it all seemed to be you're telling the truth because you were, and the convincing of them definitely put them on the path to him potentially being this bad guy. But you are having a very hard time justifying your set of actions. Both from a, well, if this was the suspicion, what gives you the vigilante rights to do these things when we have jurisdiction in this kind of investigation? It should have come to us. Your doing so is a breach of some of the code of conduct for citizens and guests of the city, and they're not seeing any kind of budge on that point. So, for your part in things, they're still hauling you to the slammer. And they're going to hold you overnight and then effectively have you post bail. And then they're going to assess what the total responsibility would be based on a combination of a report of private damages, which they will receive later in the day, and well as how much of a disturbance you happen to have caused to those that were nearby, which is in and of itself a crime. Particularly in a area that has money and affluence and is quite persnickety. They seem to have more influence in what level of crime that happens to be. And so they take you away. They take him away fully accosted. They take you completely separately. He goes off like that station where everybody was piling out of, where these hands of Ord. They take you back there. They have a relatively large, like, holding cell, kind of just open air cell place that they put everyone into. And the other guy, they bind him up, and then a couple of them literally carry him somewhere else, and you lose sight of him. He's gone. They took him somewhere else. Across the night, you might get a couple of I'd say they're not giving you the rundown. They're not giving you this, any kind of particular thing of like any kind of gruff or making it harsh, no harsh treatment or even really harsh questioning for that matter. They're just making you wait until the reports come in. It seems more bureaucratic than it does justice in the nature of which they're trying to hold you in this way. At some point, later in the afternoon, Question will arrive after having talked with Brutus, and will, in her own right, use some influence and manipulation to help ease what kind of scope that is going to be attributed to you. Let's see how effective that is.
I mean, technically, we only caused one small arrow hole in the cabinet. Like, he did all the other damage.
That laugh said he don't care.
True, and that's
He broke the
part
window.
of. This is all part of the negotiations, if you will, as to how steep the fines are, and as well, the things like breaking and entering and criminal mischief and battery with and things like this. Most of that winds up actually getting waived. And as a result of her influence, in addition to some truth to the actual story that's being told, the only thing that you actually end up being charged with is disturbing the peace. So in the morning, after an unfortunate, uncomfortable night in the slammer, one that comes with no rest, unfortunately, the authorities will at that point say, okay, here's the way out, effectively. It's a 50 gold fine for disturbing the peace, and I suggest you keep your affairs out of the districts of those that are easily disturbed. I don't hear you, Wolf.
I said, am I also in trouble for disturbing peace? Because all I was doing was holding a cab in public.
I think it's
I think you're the only one with money, Wolf.
Yeah, it's not. Well, okay. I have two questions. One, was there anybody else in the slammer with us, or was it just our group?
It was just you.
Okay.
It was just you.
And then the other question is that's 50 gold pieces individually or collectively?
Individually, so that's per person,
Yeah,
which was
a
only
piece.
the three.
Okay.
Only the three of you were arrested. The fourth was away. So
I did nothing wrong, man. I was just holding the cab. There was no public disturbance.
Unfortunate for you, guilt by association is plenty for them to make a actual ruling in this case.
Your friend disturbed the peace. You disturbed the peace.
Yep, pretty much.
Next time you guys start shouting.
Next time, make better friends. I mean, that's kind of the that's what they'll do.
Or next time, shut them up before they disturb anyone.
So I'll remove 50 gold pieces from my character sheet. Got it.
For those of us that are broke ass bitches.
You can't pay.
Is there a layaway plan? On freedom.
Are there dishes that can be washed?
They do have a work program where you can earn 5 gold a day towards your fine in hard labor.
Oof.
Oof. That's like 5 days. You'll be fine.
10 days.
That's 10 days.
I know how many days it is. I just fucking with the two mathematicians.
That was in character math.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Would you like to pay now, or...
I'll gladly pay you Tuesday for a hamburger today.
Here's 50 gold. I'll just skip this.
Are you gonna pay for Ina? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
Very well. So the fine paid for the three of you. They will release you into Question's care with Brutus waiting as well. And Question's going to approach and offer apologies. He's so very sorry. I had really hoped that we could work together.
Oh no. Not only did we fail, but
such a waste of great potential. And
Well,
great
we
power.
stand out more than anyone in the city, so maybe you should look at your own judgment next time. Have a good day.
There still is plenty of opportunity to join us, but we need to be more direct with our usual onboarding process. And based on what I know, I don't think you have time to start as general help in the library and work your way up. But I did take the liberty to contact the professor. And he said that he too has a way that may be a little more in line with your skill set.
there we go. Off to see the professor. The wonderful professor of
Uncarel, I guess.
Uncarel.
Of the Allegiance. Yep. Professor Prolix was the other point of contact that when you arrived in the city, and that's who you imagine she's inferring to, was the other person in the Betrayer's Rise, was the one that actually teleported Question back to this locale.
Well, let's go see him.
She's going to tell you. Let's see. That on her way over, she spoke to him via Sending Stone, and he is currently working on the details of your mission, and you will receive a missive at your hotel, from which Question also reassures you that she's willing to continue to support you for at least some time being. That that they will send you the details by missive there that you can then follow up with.
Back to the hotel.
I do hope that we can still be friends.
I hope so as well.
Our crossing of paths has been beneficial, and I see it being fortuitous in the future as well. And then she pretty much just walks out.
Well, I think they messed up. Now we can go work for the bad guys.
They messed up, or think we messed up?
No, they messed up. We did fine. That guy didn't get anywhere.
Well, since we probably shouldn't really do anything other than go back to the hotel and just wait and maybe take a nap, since we didn't sleep.
Oh yes, rest. That's what we should do. Well, there's our map.
So, yep, you're absolutely welcome to casually return to the Circlet Walk area, to your hotel, to the step aside. It's been, even though there wasn't any particular harassment, just the uncomfortable nature of being in the cell with no place to actually lay down and sleep in any comfortable way. Wasn't one to leave you exhausted, but not one that would also leave you refreshed to have what you would consider an actual in-game version of a long rest. And so you head back to the hotel to wait your orders, sit around and actually get a little sleep in. It would be early morning when they release you. It will be late afternoon. When a messenger will arrive with a letter that he hands over. And then I will just put the letter's details in chat.
In Discord or in game? Okay. Good.
That seems
That seems
Surprisingly easy of a task.
for
Surely
our
we can't
skills.
mess this up.
Yeah, we can. Delivery mission? Let's go.
When you open the letter, you start reading the words, and as you read the words, off of the page, you can see a couple of small holographic images that come up as you that only you can see as you read the words. So each one who reads at different paces or whatever will see the images only when they focus on certain words. And so one of the things you see is a like an image of like kind of like a really cheesy looking shop face that's got like bead curtains, but if you kind of look at it, instead of like bead curtains, they're like small bones that are on these curtains, so they rattle like wind chimes almost, made of bone. And then you see when you read over the word Rorosha, that is the person who runs this little place. You see a picture of a human that matches, that you assume would match the description of this person you're supposed to see. And then the one other piece that you see that comes to light is a picture of a little marble elephant depicting the item that you're supposed to retrieve.
Do we know where the Crystal Chateau is?
The Crystal Chateau, yes, because that is the great large library in the Sigil District. That's like that's the big university.
Gotcha.
And the bazaar, as you know, is also where the Vermilion Dream is, their mainstay, which was the roof that you landed on when you first arrived. And so it is mid to late afternoon when you receive this missive, and it is up to you on how you proceed.
We just walk in and ask for a stone elephant statue? Like, I mean, it's basic. Straight to the point.
Yeah, which begs the question, um, what's hidden behind it? It's a little too straight to the point, you know? If it seems too easy, it probably is too easy.
Maybe we're that bad.
I say don't try to overthink these things. Let's just go get the trinket and return it and be done.
Man with a plan. I get behind him.
Direct. I like it.
Alright, well, we're going back to this uncut bazaar, which means we need to make sure we steer clear of red robed figures. We don't need any more attention today. Consortium of the
I'll
Vermilion
try to be
Dream, right?
sneaky.
Yep, Consortium of the Vermilion Dream.
Alright, well, are we walking or?
I'm okay with walking. We got to save some money.
I don't want to walk. I'll pay.
Okay.
Will
It's
y'all fit in a
two silver
cab?
apiece. Well, I fit in a cab, yes.
I said, will we all fit in a cab? Is
He's
what I
not
said.
concerned with us, is what he's saying.
Yes, I believe that it is. I mean,
I'm not that
Brutus
big.
can
Balazar's
always
gonna have some level of scrunched up that he's going to be, no matter what. But
Brutus can always hang off the back.
You're right. I'm all pro at hanging off the back of these wagons. Mhm.
All right, well, let's go.
Gotta load the music.
Eventually, this whole show's gonna make our party destitute.
It's on.
That's not the music. Oh, I forgot to play the music. I'm not in this freaking thing. Fuck.
oh, sad.
Yeah, really.
You had to restart it, Drad, once I'm in.
That might work.
Okay, we'll see. It's never worked before. I got a pig sound.
Do you hear people? Crowd
I heard
noise.
it. Yeah. Thanks. Sorry. I
Excellent.
heard a
Okay.
cannon.
All right. Hit this button. See if that. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's the wrong one. Let me click this.
Is it an auctioneer?
There we go.
Whose
Okay.
footsteps?
Mm-hmm. Big things. There we go. Okay, so we take our cab across town to the Suncut Bazaar. Where would you like? How are you going to direct the cabbie? You going to tell him to go to the particular place, or avoid certain places, or go like you had mentioned some things like that. But what kind of directions would you be giving the cabbie?
Yeah, go around the Red Wizard District. Pull up to the door. Anyone else disagree?
No, I was
No, I would
trying to
say just go
remember.
right to it. Go right to it.
I thought.
Well,
Okay, so wait.
we don't want to drive past the
Yeah. So,
Why
Vermilion
not?
Dream because we don't want to bring attention to ourselves.
well, didn't
She thinks that
didn't
she killed us. I want to leave it that way.
I don't think that. I think they know we're in the city already. Remember, we saw people peeking out in different places that one time. I think they already know we're here.
We stick out. I mean, last session they were already hints of people following us, so fuck it.
Alright, I guess go straight up to the shop. The Bone Garden.
So when you mention the Bone Garden specifically, the cabbie's gonna kind of jest a little. You lose something you're looking to find, then? I swear, if someone loses something, it's in the garden in 2 weeks or less.
Local fence, huh?
Interesting.
that's nice to know.
If I go missing, you know where to look for me then.
Hopefully they don't deal in living creatures.
You do get the impression from the cabbie that this place is kind of not great, but also, if anything, in a mean, if you will, as a place of business, more so than something of repute. All right, so he takes you directly there, and then in this case, let me open up another little map. Lost it. Oh, there it is.
Is that just a grid for everybody else?
Just black to me.
Yeah, one second here. I gotta hit the button to.
Oh, okay.
One second here. Can you see anything on this?
Yeah, I can see it now.
You can see the whole thing?
I think so. It's like a room, or like a couple buildings with a courtyard and lion statues on by the walkway or something like that.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, yep.
Yeah.
So the cabbie kind of rolls up somewhere right near those lion statues, and he says, "Oh, the old bones just in the courtyard." Just kind of points through like a little archway that is covered by a very vibrant colored cloth.
I mean, we're supposed to talk to the proprietor, Rosha.
Sorry, that must be old bones. Let's head on in.
So you all kind of go in, and then kind of in as you get into the middle of that major courtyard, you kind of look around a little bit, and then in the northwest side of the courtyard, you see that image that you had seen from the paper itself. Kind of a ramshackle looking building, like the others at least look well maintained. This looks like not a whole lot of effort or maintenance or has gone into the upkeep of the building itself. You can see this like beaded wind chime curtain rattling in the doorway to what must be the Bone Garden.
I head through first, through the curtain.
I've lost. All right, so when you walk through the curtain, you see a very small, frail, young human woman with a rather large parrot that is sitting on her shoulder. And when you walk in, you can see that she kind of flails her arms, like motioning you over very quickly, but she doesn't say anything.
I
Are
mean,
there other people in the store? Like, look around. Can we see
It
anything?
is
Anybody?
empty.
I just look around like, me? Yeah.
As soon as you walk in, and everyone kind of gets a little bit of scope, and she's coming you in, and she's like motioning you in, and she's like sweeping her arms in these large, extravagant gestures, and like trying to pointing out, like, look at these shelves and look along this thing here, but no words are said. And then, like, as you come in, the parrot will say, "Welcome to Bones. Fuck you." And then you can see that she like, as soon as it says that, she walks up, she kind of smacks the bird a little bit. Ah, no, fuck you. Then she goes back to, like, continuing to motion you forward and point at shelves. And as you kind of look around, this looks like odds and ends pieces of literally things that might have been left behind or no one wanted, or here's this dirty glass, or here's this bent spoon, or here's this, a whole bunch of things that don't look like they have much value to many.
I just kind of like ask. We're looking for Varosha. Is that you?
You see that she kind of beams a big smile and, like, raises her hands and kind of like a thumbs up motion.
we were told you would have a statuette of an elephant for us.
The professor sent us.
You see her kind of cock her head a little bit, and then she reaches up and she taps the bird a couple of times, and you can see it, like, ruffles its feathers and kind of cocks its head back and forth, and then she, like, just thumps the bird. Elephant! Fucking thing! Elephant! And she just kind of shakes her head, like, angrily, and then she walks around behind, and then she pulls out this little, actually quite ornate looking wooden box that when she opens it, it's like lined in velvet and in this very, like, high-end looking piece. And in there is a small marble figure of an elephant that looks similar to what you saw in the
I look around, relieved
image.
at everybody, and say, "See, easy."
She scoots the box across the counter and then raises her shoulders and kind of opens her hands, kind of palms up.
Wait, we were just supposed to pick it up.
Palms up, like.
Oh, okay. I think she was asking for money, no? Or just saying, what? Now what? There it is.
She's just kind of, her head's kind of cocked at you like a dog who's befuddled, Just got head tilted sideways, just staring at you.
Well, we just have to keep this. We got to take this over to the gatekeeper, so. That's easy. I reach for the elephant slowly and watch her reactions. If she looks like she doesn't want me to take it immediately, then I maybe stop. But other than that, I would just grab it.
No, she doesn't seem to be, concerned at all. It seems like the transaction as she was expecting it to be.
All right. Well, I guess now the trouble starts. How do we hold this thing safe? I look over at Kaz and say, we have a nice place to keep this safe.
I take it from him.
Okay,
But I
good.
don't. I take it from him as we're walking out. Is
Okay.
what's happening in my mind's eye. We're not having this conversation in front of this lady.
Sure.
And as we're walking out, I do a wrist pocket, and the item that was in my hand disappears.
Okay.
Excellent.
One second.
Oh,
I need you to roll a D100.
Okay, 1 second.
You've done this many times. Put it in your little pocket dimension of some kind of item that you've usually put in and retrieve. And then you go to do that, and the figure just stays in your hand. Then a
what?
few seconds go by, and then the little marble figure starts to give off a red glow.
Magic.
What'd you say?
Detect magic.
Oh, you're gonna cast Detect Magic? Okay. The figurine is definitely magical. It has a very strong aura of transmutation magic. And it has it has a few other magics built into it as well, but these seem like normal things that maybe some kind of, highly enchanted item or should have. But when you're looking at it, there's some element that this red physical glow interacts with the normal magical auras that normal and the enchanted items have. That red glow seems to be corrupting those magical auras in some way. And they seem to be growing more intense.
Balasar,
Yes.
keep this safe. Don't shake it too much.
Uh, I'll do my best.
Something's odd about it. Should return to where we're supposed to be going quickly.
But
We
you're
have
saying
to
there's
go-
a time limit.
We have to go to the Crystal Chateau now.
In the Sigil District, the large university there.
So did anyone tell the cab to wait?
We did not.
Damn it. Hindsight.
I mean, we're in the bazaar. Surely a cab is easy to find.
If it wasn't, it would be bizarre.
So wait.
That
Grad,
joke happened in game, by the way. That's canon.
Yeah. That's an in-character joke. Yep.
That red building, that's right, catty corner to this courtyard, is the bar of the Vermilion Dream, is it not?
I believe so. Let me triple check. But I believe that we are very close to there. Let me look at my map one more time. Make sure that I have those details right as to where this courtyard is.
I'm just looking at the red building in the close-up the picture they gave us. It looks the same as where we landed.
Yes, that is correct. This courtyard is basically right across the street from the main.
Let's go at the
place.
other side of the courtyard. like over by the green tapestry thing.
Oh yeah, there's walkways that all lead out in multiple directions into busy streets all about. You take a few more steps as you head that way, and you notice that this red statue's glow is intensifying. Balazar, roll me a perception check.
Did we get a fake?
Don't worry, when this explodes and we're in jail again, there's still another party we can join.
Round 3.
Balazar, perception check.
Perception. I'm perceptive.
Ooh, yeah. Subtly so, you actually feel like it's kind of hard to tell with the heat of the area being in the desert and it being in the afternoon at a point in time where everything is kind of radiating some amount of heat. But as you're carrying this, as you just start walking, it feels like it's heating up in your hand. Yeah.
I don't know if this thing wants to go with us.
So I feel it heating up as I get further from the store.
You just took a couple of steps as y'all were headed just away. The red glow, it started to give off a red glow, and then that red glow has been intensifying. You even stop for a moment to look at it, and the red glow is continuing to intensify even without moving. A perception check will kind of give you some insight there. It's high enough.
And she just handed us the elephant, not the box it came with. Yes?
Well, she scooted the open box over, and y'all picked it up out of there and walked away with it, yes.
I'm gonna run back in and request the box.
I need you to roll me a dexterity check.
Oh.
Dexterity check.
Wait. Is that the ability side or the safe side?
Ability side. 13. Oh. I need you to roll another one.
Wait, we tied?
Rollies.
Alright, No. You tested me so.
As you're like, something's wrong with this, and then you're like, we got your thought is we need to take it back when you put it back in the box. Maybe that's the problem. And then you turn and you start running, and as soon as like you kind of round that like left corner, like fixing to go in through the beaded curtain, the statue, the little marble statue, starts to turn red and crystalline and grow. And grow and grow and grow very rapidly until and so rapidly, in fact, that you are pushed away from it as it is expanding, and the force of it is almost nearly knocks you off your feet with how rapidly it is growing in size. I need you to roll me a dexterity saving throw. Yeah, you are able to get out of the like as it kind of pushed you back. You're able to kind of take a few steps back and avoid literally kind of getting knocked like on your ass or even crushed up against a building or anything or underneath it as it starts to grow large. And as it it continues to grow in this courtyard, to the size of some large elephants that you've actually seen roaming around the city. But it is red and crystalline and mostly opaque, but a little see-through in certain places.
Maybe it's gonna carry us. This is getting easier and easier.
A moment later, a moment later, only a heartbeat of it reaching what is the full size of a regular elephant, it becomes animated and starts coming to life and starts rampaging as it knocks its head up against the side of a building and then knocks over a cart and then maybe over, like, nearly knocks some people over that have like a little stand on the side as it begins to rampage in the courtyard.
Okay, I have an idea. Quick reaction.
I need you to
I
all
tell-
roll initiative.
Oh.
Yay!
Really? All right.
I would
So-
say I'm
so
surprised, but
For a
it's-
lot of reaction, I was going to tell Kazrin to levitate it. So an elephant can't really rampage when it's floating in the sky. You know, big brain.
Yeah, you guys didn't think you'd be fighting a giant crystalline red, glowy,
why'd you pick
angry.
it up out of the box?
That's what we had told to do.
No, we were told to collect it.
I'm sure I wasn't. This is clearly Volasar's fault somehow. It was fine when I had it.
I thought as soon as you picked it up, it started glowing red. Well, crunching.
The elephant, kind of in some element of surprise, rampages its way down this somewhat corridor, barely squeezing through, and you can see as it is crunching in walls in the side of the building, putting giant dents in the like brick and mortar and other materials that make up the walls as it's bouncing its way kind of down the little corridor, and it knocks over some people who are starting to scatter away from it. Athena, what would you like to do?
I would like to. Sorry, let me find it. Hang on. Sorry. Minor illusion. A image of a wall, like in front of the elephant.
Okay.
Like like between it and the other people, like kind of blocking its path. Like that's within 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, yeah, 30-ish feet.
Something like this? With this little
Yeah.
pointer's at? Something like this?
We're kind of like curved, kind of around it, like hemming it into the buildings. It's like
Okay, like a little bit of arc to it. Okay.
yeah. I don't know
How
if
big
I'm
of a
wrong
space
here.
can you actually make an illusion? So there is definite limits to the minor illusion.
Yeah, it's. says a 5-foot cube, but I guess I'm imagining like a very thin. I don't know. Like almost like a paper thin, like cylinder. But I
And
don't
what
know
is
if
your
that's
illusion like? And what's it? The visual. Like, what is the visual of this wall? It's like one of the building walls nearby, or kind of thing, or
like just looks like stone or something impassable, similar
Okay.
to the building walls. Yeah, whatever they're made out of.
okay. All right. And what else would you like to do? That's your action to cast.
How tall are these buildings?
The one on the left, the kind of ramshackle one, is really only like 1 story. The one on the right is 2 stories, and then kind of behind you is 3. Like to the southeast is 3 with the like a little piece on the roof that would be kind of like another, like a tiny piece of a 4th story.
So I could. What is my 30? So could I run like 2? I assume that's like 30. Assuming that, because I have to walk up the stairs and then around.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And
Yep.
then,
So it's kind of like the top of a 2nd story building here.
yeah. You're muted.
Thanks. I want to move up to here and try to get his attention.
Okay.
And I want to use my action to be defensive, so to dodge or whatever.
Okay. Sure.
And I'm just trying to get his attention, and I don't know where I think he would do the least amount of damage. Where the people were on the north side mostly.
Yeah, kind of. They were along the edges of the buildings, like in a typical fashion of an open air market bazaar, like where these large. There were some people just against the building peddling small things, and then just across the street there's a bunch of people. Then they're like little booths.
I'm just trying to buy people time to get away, so I'm just trying to get his attention, and I'm going to try to not die. And
Okay.
And I forget how to add the status effect. I'm looking for it right now.
It's in effects. It was for dodge. So effects is in the very top right, near the combat tracker. It's like a person with like 3 little stars around it, something like that.
And then I just type in dodge.
Yeah, dodge is there for certain. Mm-hmm. And then I would say also for purposes of this, roll an animal handling check to try to goad it to focus on you. Ooh, excellent.
I think it worked.
Excellent. Okay, good deal. We'll see how our rampaging elephant handles its turn. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
Find my button.
Kazrin.
I cast Dispel Magic on the elephant.
Oh, he's got a
Okay.
big brain.
Excellent. Let's see. Roll your d20 plus spell modifier. So that would be. It would be the same as your spell attack roll. D20 plus your. Which would be plus your charisma plus proficiency. So if you have a spell, you just want to hit a spell attack roll just to without targeting something. I just want to see what that natural 20. 2 natural 20s in a row. Let's see what that does. Okay, so you see the elephant shrink down from the size of a giant elephant to a small horse, like not a pony, but like not like a big Clydesdale horse, but more like a draft horse, like a quarter horse kind of thing.
What in the world?
Dispel magic? Dispel magic? This wasn't fully effective. It's
Okay.
like partially effective.
You can see the color on it go less opaque. So now the crystalline, not only is it significantly smaller, it is a lot more see-through. But it does still seem to be animated.
And angry or no?
It does not. It doesn't seem to have affected its temperament. It
Okay.
doesn't seem soothed. It's still flailing about. Just not quite as dangerous as it was a moment ago.
Where's the store where we bought this thing from on the map?
Right. It's the T6. It's Balazar's right at the door.
So,
I would like to go into the store.
Okay.
I mean, I suppose the talking will have to be in the next turn.
So you run in there and you can see that the proprietor is still kind of just standing. It had only been, not even 30 seconds, and she's kind of off to the side of where where she was before, writing a note. It looks like on a piece of paper, and then you can see that's what she was doing but at the moment she's like just staring at this giant bulging in, like it wasn't a full breakthrough Kool-Aid Man style into the wall, but you can see like this giant bubble of bulging wall that she's just like mouths open and she's staring at, with like a pen in her hand and half-written note on the countertop. Alright, you're right next to it. It is still mad. What does it want to do? Yep, sure is. All right, so it is like you have goaded it in some way, Brutus, and it is turn and looking like it's trying to charge down this alleyway at you, trying to gore you on its tusks. They're just a lot smaller now.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay, so let's do this.
Got to do that Mario wall jump to get out of the way. Yes.
Only if you do the sound effects with it.
Wall jump success.
So yeah, boing. Yeah, like yeah, like as it comes charging down the way, you mostly leap out of this kind of like off the wall and do like the kind of like the wall jump thing people do. You run up and use the jaw to the wall itself to push off. As it comes crashing in beside you, it's going to not so much it's going to be called a stomping attack, but it's more of a like the bludgeoning effect of when it charges. It's going to try to smash you into the wall as it passes by you.
Okay.
And then because of the dodge, that
Excellent.
Yeah.
Freaking awesome.
And then it leashes back to its start point and resets its health. Oh, wait.
Different game. Good old Albion.
Mm-hmm. Someone taunted it and reset it on purpose.
Yep.
Balazar. The head of the giant, now just huge elephant, just kind of pokes in as it's flailing about, like almost right in your face.
I sprint at it and try to wrangle it. Grip its horns. Try to drive it to the ground.
You're gonna like try to grapple it. Okay.
Badass.
All right. Make an athletics check. Oh.
Yeah.
So you ran over and you grab both of its tusks, and then you're like, "Stop!" You go to like pull your body down and like twist to maybe try to pull it, and then it just like rears its head back, and then whoop, there you go up in the air, and you're holding on as it's flailing around in the most brutal carnival ride that you've ever experienced.
It's really flailing me because it's the size of a pony.
It's bigger than a pony, just not as big as a giant horse. But horses are still big.
And then
So
I'll
it's
It
Balazar,
really
though?
looks like a hip. I mean, like honestly, it goes from the size of elephant down to like size of hippo. Like maybe that's a better, maybe a little bit smaller than a regular, like a little bit.
Then I'll use my action surge.
How many
try
attacks do you
again.
have? You've got.
I get extra attack.
You have extra attack. So you did like you tried to grapple. You grabbed onto it. All right. So now do with your other attack before you have to burn your action surge. You're going to use your other attack to try to wrestle it more. Is that the?
Yep.
Okay.
More wrestling.
Okay. Give me an athletics check then. Ooh, it rolls a natural 1, and so as a result, you you as it flails you over near a wall, like you use the wall like the corner right there, like both feet, one on each side of the corner, and then you like just push down and like lower its head, and then where its head, when its head starts to tilt down, it's like whole body kind of slumps forward, kind of on, and then instead of being on solid on its feet, like its front 2 feet kind of curl under it a little bit, and so it's kind of like on its knees, if you will, on its front knees as you're sitting there holding it. Feet now planted directly in the ground, and you're just pushing its tusks into the dirt.
And then I want to use my action surge. Now that I've got it grappled,
Okay.
and try to hog tie it
Hell yeah.
using one action to reach into the bag.
Okay.
I mean, grab a rope off the bag, and the other attack action to tie the rope.
Okay. So you're gonna try to grab it and then like whip it around its head or something, and try to, or like how around its legs. Like what are you trying
I've got it by
to tie?
I've got it by the head. I've got its head now, right? And now I'm trying to tie its front legs to its head, because I've already got him grappled by the head, so I can scissor his legs, right? And then try to tie the rope around his legs and his head, pinning his front legs to his face.
Okay. All right. So you're
Or his tusks.
you're gonna
Yes.
so you got both of it, one hand on each tusk, pushed into the ground. You're gonna let go of one of the tusks, try to continue to hold its head down, grab the rope, loop it around so
Hog-tied
that the head goes, so you can try to get the rope around the head and legs to try to hog tie. Okay.
Yeah.
Roll me a dex check. Try to
Check is the
maintain
first one,
any
right?
yeah, the check, not a save. To try to.
Don't.
Okay, let's see what it does. If it has to be, let's see. Depend if it beats you, one thing happens. If it beats you by more than double, something else happens. So it does. So it does. Like you've got the rope out now. You try to flip it around, but as soon as like when you start to get the rope around while it's with one hand only on the tusk, it's gonna start to try to pick its head back up, and it's still grappled, like you still got a hold of it, and it's not free and loose. But when it does that, the rope kind of goes off to the side, and there's no way for it to come all the way around. So it's still like kind of half looped over its head and around, like on the side of one of its feet, but it wasn't able to go all the way around all that. So it's just kind of laying there. The rope's just kind of laying there, draped over part of its back, over the back of its neck for the most part, as you then had to grab it with the other hand and push it back down before it got free.
I got you, Balazar. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna help.
Ah,
All right, Thena, you're up first. What are you going to do?
I could go again for the elephant.
I feel like I have zero skills that are helpful in this situation. I'm gonna try to minor illusion again, but this time just a sound. And actually before I do the minor illusion, can I use my um, insightful fighting to not exactly to fight it, but to sort of see if I can, I don't know, gain any insight on like what it might be weak to, or susceptible to, as far as like noises or calming, something that would calm it down.
I mean, that's kind of within the flavor of what that's the idea of that, right? Is insightful fighting is let you know kind of what its weak points are, so that you
Yeah.
can sneak attack it even when it's not when it's not otherwise occupied or whatever. So yeah, do your insight check.
Okay. Wait, why is it not going? Oh wait, that's the wrong thing. Sorry. So wisdom check. Okay.
I think it's like the actual skill insight.
Oh. Yeah. Great. Basically, my idea is to sort of like summon a very loud like lullaby sound to try and like put it to sleep. So that's kind of what I'm like, or to calm it down
Yeah,
at
I
least.
feel like it's not a real animal. I feel
Okay,
like
I know that, but I feel like as a any kind of creature, especially one large enough, it has to have some kind of mechanism that the person who
Yeah.
created it has to use to control it.
okay.
You
Right.
do you, boo. You give it a try. Don't let us stop.
All right, I'm trying it. That's my
Okay.
aim though.
All right, so when it comes to like the way, so it does seem to react like a natural beast would, maybe amped up in some ways, and obviously not made of flesh, but its reactions do seem to be natural. So at least from your insight, that's what you would glimmer from that, is that, if you had a large rampaging elephant that was real, it might respond in similar ways. That's at least what you think.
Okay, based on possibly my animal handling, I would know like a lullaby or sound that I could use to calm it down.
I'll give you the possibility. So
Okay.
roll an animal handling check, and then roll a performance check on your sound. Let's see how that does.
Is still for the performance, even if it's an illusion.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you're ad hoc coming up with, because the minor illusion is still very limited on what it can do. Just like it can make a sound like a party popper or whatever. It can't make an orchestra. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
so there it is. You're trying to, in some ways, the performance is a matter of how your your mental imagery of what this might or should be into a MIDI format. You take
Okay.
it, if you will, like try to take something that is complex and push it through something that is very low sound resolution.
Gotcha.
Oh no, it rolled really well. It is. It does not seem to be affected by your music. Perhaps in part because it's being accosted.
Okay. Alright.
You said the rope is still dangling around. I try to ascertain if I have the possibility of getting that rope and helping Balasar do the hog tie maneuver.
You can certainly try.
Okay, that's what I'm gonna try to do.
Okay. The even in its reduced size, it still takes up a good portion of this, so you're going to want to do some acrobatics to kind of bounce off of walls and get to
Okay.
it and slide under it and do all kinds of dope monk shit, right? So let's see what your acrobatics roll would be. That's pretty good. Yeah, so you grab it, yeah, like you run, jump off the wall, slide under, like you see that it's dangled over its neck. You grab the rope, like slide under the elephant as it's starting to rear up, and then you just barely, as it stomps down, you just kind of slide right past that, and so it doesn't clamp onto you. And then you've got it around kind of what would be its armpits, if you will. And you start running up the other wall, trying to come up and over to try to get it somewhere. That's now. How are we gonna? Now, if you've got it and you've moved it and it's wrapped around, what are you gonna? How are you gonna make that final piece? How are you gonna get it together and try to complete a hog tie on a hippo-sized thing?
Okay, I think I have a plan. I don't know how much that first part was. That my action, or can I get can I use some key points? Because I might be able to like stun him long enough to get him hogtied.
Okay,
I don't
so
know.
you do like a stunning strike kind of thing?
Yeah.
I think I would give you maybe just one attack worth of attack after having to do all because you're gonna have to grab this thing and do these other things as well. Like that's really more of an action kind of thing. I might give you one attack if you want to go for it.
Okay, I think I have Balasar. How do I unclick Balasar?
Just control click him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. And then, sorry, it's been a while, Drad. I'm looking for how to attack.
On your actions tab.
Thank you.
And it's probably under martial arts.
Yes.
You hit the magnifying glass there. Yep. Okay, so large
do I have to do
beast,
the
not
key,
hard to hit.
The key stunning thing?
Yep, and then so you would do the damage, and then you would use your key point so that for that thing to be a stunning strike, and then
right. There's the damage. I see it now. Good. I wasn't trying to hurt him too much.
And then under stunning strike, there is a con save,
which is invisible to me.
and it just tells you the results. So in this case, it succeeded against your stun, so it is not stunned.
Okay, well, I tried. And I'm floating around on the rope. Is that what you're indicating?
Yeah, so you did you grabbed it, you slid underneath, up and over, ran up the wall, jumped over, and then now you're just kind of dangling at the end of the rope, and then you use the momentum of that rope swinging in to just try to punch it right between the eyes, right in the forehead there, and it hurt it a little, but it doesn't seem fazed by it.
Okay. All right, good luck, everybody.
So I just watched him.
Oh, Drad, yeah, thank you.
Go punch the back of this, or donkey punch the back of this elephant's head, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. And
trying to stun it as he's
still
flying around with the rope. You've got it grappled and pinned down. Brutus is hanging by a rope that he has now slid all the way through, up and around, so it's looped around its head and its legs, and then he's dangling on the other side.
I will grab the end of the rope and cinch that motherfucker down.
Okay. So you try to put like a
And-
loop on it or so, like trying to. What are you trying to do with the rope to
Wait.
cinch it down?
Well. So in my mind's eye,
Uh-huh.
it's currently in full circle around legs and face.
Right. Yes.
So it's in the position we want it. It's just not secure.
Correct. It's a dangly rope, and then it's only got Brutus's weight held at the end of it, keeping it kind of in place at the moment.
So what I'm gonna do is grab the rope and yoink on it, and then wrap it around his tusks, like a tusk, just loop it around a couple times, and then as I'm doing that, pull and keep tension, and then just wrap it through as fast as I can, just getting a tension knot essentially.
Okay. Yeah. You're holding it down. That's that. Like you're still holding on pretty well.
Yep.
And you're gonna try to, while holding it down, I'm gonna try to loop it around and try to do a little of that. So go ahead and hit me with instead of just a dex check this time. Go ahead and do full acrobatics, which I don't know if you're proficient or not, or any of that kind of stuff, just to see about maneuvering while holding this down quickly, where you're like, release one hand, flip it around, hold it back down, release one hand. Oh, what was that?
It was 18.
I
and then
saw
just
it,
moved.
and then it just like tilted. No. Yeah. So like,
Nice.
the dice giveth and take away, like in the same roll, as it turns out.
But do I have advantage with Brutus's aid?
About that. Yeah, that makes sense. Go ahead. I'll give you one more. I'll give you another one.
It's gonna be a 1. Oh!
Ooh, 20! Nice! So yeah, like in some kind, like with Brutus actually on the end acting like a fishing weight on a fishing line. You whip Brutus around a tusk as he's holding onto it, and he's just flipping around, and you use that, and then like as he comes over, and you get it kind of in around the tusk, around the head, and then he kind of lets go, and then you're, while with that assistance, able to loop it in and get just a quick knot on it, so that the rope itself won't come undone. Like pulling on the rope isn't gonna make it come undone.
I need Brutus to roll acrobatics to see if he lands on his feet.
With his slow fall, he's fine.
Or I snap his neck with gravity.
He ends up over here a little bit, but he's fine.
So we now have a hog-tied Elefante.
That's right. That's what it looks like, anyway.
Granted, if he continues to shrink,
Or stops shrinking and gets bigger, or is just strong enough to break the rope. Well, there's a lot of things that could happen for or against you from here forward, but we're going to find
Well, it's
out. 'Cause
Elephant's
that's
turn,
fun.
so we're gonna find out.
We're going to find out. So it is going to spend its first part of its action to fight its restraints. So I have in mind a strength versus like if it rolls this strength or higher, it can break the rope. That's I mean, it is just rope, and it is a big ass elephant. But because it's smaller, that number that it has to roll to break it is higher, if that makes any sense. So it has
so it
to
looks
roll
like-
better to break the rope. If it was still big, it could probably break it pretty easily. But we're going to find out.
Looks
Let's see.
like rope has a DC 17 for hemp rope in D&D.
And it does not break that. So it is grappled. It cannot move. It is hogtied. It can't move as far as like moving squares. It is effectively restrained. but it is going to try to gore you with its tusk at disadvantage because it is restrained. So let me add the restrained.
It's angry.
Yeah, it's pissed.
Oh, it hit me.
You have resist to pierce, right? Though. Or is
Yeah,
it
yeah.
slash.
Oh, both.
Oh, piercing
I've
and slash.
resisted.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
resisted everything.
Yeah, partially resist.
When it pierces you, which it can't move very far. It is still restrained in place, and it is having any kind of difficult time, but it is able to just kind of nick you just enough across the ribs that the gore just kind of cuts into the side of the rib cage and then tears some flesh just from like the tip of that tusk, just barely clipping you. And when it does, your mind is racked in pain, like the most intense headache you've ever had.
Ow.
Excuse me, miss.
Her dumbfounded look is like, huh? And then it just kind of looks at you.
Could we get the box of that item we got from you in? Sorry to be such a chore.
Say it's still sitting there kind of on the counter, and she's just like kind of pushes her hands forward a little bit and then like lifts them up like whatever, like not-
With my detect magic still going on, is that box magical at all? I'd like to inspect that
yes.
box.
The
Oh,
box is
shit.
magical.
I grabbed the box. Oh, thank you so much, doll. We'll shop here again.
There is an abjuration effect, pretty strong protective barrier that the box is emanating. Very strong aura.
Brutus,
Oh shit.
definitely your fault.
Is that all my action economy allows?
And grab the box, come out. If you had something bonus action or speech
Nope.
related or something you wanted to do, like out here, I would allow that, but I don't think we're going to get enough for another action.
So, what if we considered picking up the box as part of drawing a weapon?
Well,
I've already picked up the box and walked out, the way I understand it.
yeah. That already happened for sure.
Uh-huh.
Are you holding the box open as you walk out? Like pointed at the elephant?
And Catherine goes first.
Next round,
Oh,
you'll
well.
find out.
Alright, let's see.
I try to activate the box as I would activate any magical item.
Okay. It doesn't seem to change its state in any way. Like you can see with your aura that it is emanating its protective aura, but it doesn't. There's no other. You kind of look at it. Roll an Arcana check. Let's see if you can glean anything especially with your detect magic on it. .14's probably still good enough, to be honest. You surmise that anything activated is activated. It looks like instead of a on use kind of item, it's a steady state permanent enchantment item.
Walk to the elephant.
Nothing seems to happen.
Alright. I'm gonna use my action to pull my hammock out of my backpack.
Okay. Your hammock. Okay.
My hammock. I can't hear you. You're muted. So okay. So I get my hammock out, and then I'm gonna like run to the edge of the building and sort of like jump off, trying to land on its back and wrap the hammock, like not wrap it, but like get it over its eyes.
Okay. Okay. Like you would like a hawk or something else to try to calm it down. If it can't see,
Yes.
it maybe won't be as mad.
Yes, and while
Okay.
my minor illusion music is still playing, I'm gonna also, if I can successfully land on it, start also like crooning in its ears to try and like soothing, just like shh. It's kind of
Okay. Okay. Roll an animal handling check.
okay.
And
Acrobatics.
and an acrobat. Yeah, I was gonna say and an acrobatics. Let's do that one first, because that probably affects
Oh.
well, that's yeah, it's fine. What happened? Yeah. So you roll around in your pack, and then you roll out, the pieces of you pull out the hammock, and then you kind of roll it out in a way. You grab it like a little mini cliff jumping parachute in a way, and then run and jump off, and try to land on its back. Successfully do so because it's mostly still held super restrained, both grappled and restrained, and kind of held in place. Kind of land astride of its neck, if you will, and then start to wrap it around there. Doesn't seem like it's soothed at all. At least not yet. But you do like the hammock itself, definitely over its eyes, potentially adding to that same effect that you're going for. It's still pissed though.
Okay, but it's also blinded now.
Yes, correct. It is all. I can go ahead and let me add that as well. It is also. Let's see. It is restrained, blinded, and grappled. Okay, I think from its perspective, let me roll on the. Okay, okay. It's still going. Okay, so it's gonna try to break its restraints. It does not. It still can't get it has the strength to do so, but it's about the leverage that it's not able to get. Mostly because it's grappled and all these other things simultaneously, that it's finding it difficult to figure out how to push against the restraints to break them, and where to pull, where to push, how to work in conjunction to make that happen. And it is not finding ability to do that. And then it is going to flail and try to gore someone. And that would be, let's see. It's going to try to clip Kaz red. And it misses. Brutus.
I'm trying to gauge, do I feel like we've made any positive effect on soothing, since he's probably absolutely panicked. His head is covered up, he's tied. This is like fight or flight thing, in my imagination.
Right.
So I'm trying to gauge, have we been effective in actually soothing it, or do I feel like or would I judge that we need something more drastic? I guess that's what I'm trying to gather.
Okay, yeah, roll a insight check. I think
Okay,
that's within the scope of the things we're trying to figure out here.
Inside.
It appears to you that it's still acting very aggressively, and the way it's flailing about, it does not seem to be soothed or soothing, at least not yet.
All right, he's gonna get one.
Oh, you don't have your pan flute anymore.
No, I put it in the garbage disposal for no reason. Then we went the other way. Now I think he's gonna get soothed in the face a couple times. I'm gonna try
Okay.
to. I'm gonna basically use. I think I forgot to use a key point last time, but I did do the stunning thing.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try a normal attack, and any attack that hits, I'm gonna try to do the stunning thing on.
Okay.
So I think I
let's
get
do
2
it.
attacks.
Yep, you get 2 and then 1 bonus action.
Yeah,
You
because
should have
punching him in the face is
advantage.
gonna help us.
It rolled 2 dice automatically for me. I
Yes,
think.
it does, because it's blind. Yep.
Yeah. And then
It's definitely gonna help soothe it.
So damage,
Yeah.
and then
Okay.
stunning strike.
Okay. See, there it is. He doesn't want to.
It is resistant, or not. Not game mechanic resistant, but it resists your stun.
Okay, here's the second number 2, and that was another key point. And here is the damage,
Uh huh.
and then here is the stun. And that's the third key point.
And a new condition.
Stunned.
It is now stunned. Let me
That
check
was
some-
all
Let
my
me
attack.
check something real quick. Brutus and Thena. Actually, no, not Brutus. Balthazar and Thena. After Monk runs over and punches and jumps off a cliff and over here and punches. In your hands, Balthazar, you feel that the elephant shrinks in size after being hit by Brutus. And Athena, as you feel like yourself like sink a little bit with each of these punches. It's not massive, but it is noticeable.
Okay, because my ability to comprehend is bagged, stunned, tied,
Grappled. Yes.
grappled,
Yes.
Blinded.
Blinded. Yeah. That's It is.
and it's still
many effects.
resistant.
It is angry. Yes, it is not. It does not seem to be getting any less angry.
Stunning doesn't make it unconscious. Question mark.
It is not unconscious. No. Stunned is just.
Yep.
It is still
Got it.
conscious, but it is
Angry.
incapacitated.
Yeah, extremely. And the box didn't do the thing we
box-
wanted it to do?
No, but it's a little smaller, so you might want to tighten the rope again.
Yeah, you and Thena specifically noticed that upon when Brutus hit it, every strike seemed to reduce its size a little bit.
Okay.
We just gotta beat it into smallness and put it back in the box.
So I tighten the rope.
No, you gotta beat it.
Just beat it.
and reposition myself
Okay, gonna tighten
on
the rope.
top of it. Now it's getting smaller, so now I feel like I could, straddle the mother effer more effectively, to reduce my chances of getting gored.
Okay.
So I'm
you're
on its
hugging-
neck and you're on its head. Is that what's happening?
Effectively, that's the way I interpret
Okay.
the situation.
Okay.
Well, okay, so is it small enough now to where that probably isn't possible?
No, it's still like it got only a little bit smaller. It's
okay,
still
okay,
like
it's not okay.
now maybe it's in the range of large pony instead of small horse. Not like miniature pony, but like regular pony.
So
like a large
because
pony.
it's not really resistant as it is now stunned, I'm gonna put all of my effort into cinching that down, probably to the point of cutting off circulation.
Okay, hit me with an athletics check on this one, since it's not an acrobatic thing now. Now you're pulling slack out of places and. Okay, yeah, you grab on it and yank, and then pull it tight, like all the slack that was in the rope is now all pulled tight, and then you've kind of moved the knot, cinched it down a little bit further.
I'm gonna assume we're taking these regular actions like that, so that's the end of my turn. Cinch, motherfucker, cinch.
All right, Brutus, you're up first.
We're gonna go. I'm gonna
Just keep
try.
karate chopping.
Now he stays stunned until the end of his turn, right?
Because we do the
Yeah, it's
random each turn thing. Like the rules as written say that it's
Till the end of my turn.
till the end of your turn, but because I have it set so that we re-roll the initiative every turn to add some variety and take out a little of the meta gaming potential there. I say that it's till the end of their next turn.
Yeah,
So
because
they're
he hasn't
stunned
had a
through
turn
one
being
of their
stunned.
turn. No matter,
Right, okay.
they
Yeah.
lose one turn of being stunned no matter what. That's the
got
way
you.
I rule how that should affect it.
I like that. Okay, so I am gonna try to Yeah, I'm gonna just punch him again.
Can you do the flurry of blows?
I
where you
will.
hit 'em
And
with
I have to
your
decide after the first two how it's going.
bow? Okay.
You're gonna punch his face. Oh, what a large fiber!
Here's attack number 2. Heavily damaged, and then here's
Even now, Brutus, you also really see now that each strike is getting smaller.
Okay, I'm gonna flurry of blows then and take 2 additional strikes then.
Okay.
Does the damage amount seem to matter? Like, does it get more small with larger damage attacks, or is it just the hit?
All of his damages are pretty consistent, so it would be difficult for anyone to observe a difference between 7 or 8 or 8 or 9. Like, those are all effectively the same amount of damage from a visual in-character perspective.
Well, you had like a 5 before, like on a previous hit.
Yeah, it's barely like each step is noticeable, but I don't think that you're at a calibrate the difference between them level of perception.
Okay, gotcha. So, can I just I'm assuming that I don't have, obviously I had the hammock kind of in both hands. And I'm assuming that since it's a hammock, it's long enough that I could kind of bring one over and hold it in one hand, And
Yeah, especially now that
would
it's now reduced in size. Now it is.
um would like if I pull a dagger out, is that a action or
No, you can do that as part of your movement, which yeah, it's
okay?
totally fine.
All right, so I'm gonna pull out a dagger, and I'm not gonna. So I don't know how to roll this exactly because I don't want to hit him with the blade. I kind of want to hit him like with the handle of the
Okay.
dagger, like
You,
on
you
the
want to
top
do
of his head.
non-lethal damage? Yeah, yeah. You
Yeah,
can
yeah.
state that. That's a normal. Like you can use your weapon to attack something and say that I'm not going for a lethal wound. And then if you would have killed it instead of it bleeding out, it just goes unconscious. That's a normal D&D function that you're allowed to do. So yeah, you
Okay.
can just
So I just roll it as a.
as a regular attack with your dagger. Yeah.
Though why didn't that roll with it?
Uh,
Oh, because I don't have it selected.
Selected. Teen's gonna hit anyway, so even and then without advantage. The only thing, roll another one just to see if you would have crit.
Yeah, it's really important.
Oh, now it. Okay.
Ooh, 19.
Because now that you have it targeted,
Yeah.
now that it's targeted, it will do that. Yeah, so no crit. So, but it is still sneak attack. So apply your.
Okay, and then. So, do I still roll the damage the same way?
You'll. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I'll have to correct it. When it'll say that it's bleeding out or whatever, I have to fix that. Oh, it's not a player, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, I don't have to correct anything. So you hit it, and you clunk it with the back. You know the hilt part. Clunk it right over the top of its head, and then it goes, and it like kind of like fall like it kind of falls out underneath you a little bit as it kind of falls flat, and as soon as it hits the ground, it goes and it just shrinks up. It's a tiny little marble figure again.
You think they could have told us that the elephant is
Yeah,
angry?
I'm not picking it up. I'm not touching
Kaz
it
is gonna
anymore.
casually just get over there, put it in the box, and like, you guys, Brutus, why didn't you get the box? I actually love it. I think because Brutus is like, this is gonna be easy.
I would like to use my action to, assuming it's not small enough to put in a box, I'd like to use my action just to look around at the scene.
It is small enough
Everyone
for the box.
that was visible nearby scattered and sprinted away. And in the last like 20-30 seconds, they weren't like, oh, the situation's getting better. They were like, oh, shit, and took off. And so around you it is like a ghost town at the moment. You perceive no one other than yourselves. You can still hear in the not far distance people screaming and running, and it sounds like they're going away.
I just look at I look at everyone, and it's like, I don't know, man. Maybe we should cut our losses on this.
We're at the easy part now. All you had to do is scoop it into the box.
What's this room for? This is room for. You hear a familiar ringing gong bell sound.
Oh shit! We have disturbed the peace again.
But you didn't do it, maybe.
if demons do attack this place, I'm not getting involved because we'll just go to jail after it's over. We're going to let the city burn, FYI.
People are screaming and running in fear, so the police are going to show up. It may not be your fault.
Maybe we won't be here when they get here.
I say we scatter.
Wait, did we get it in the box or not?
No, Kaz didn't pick it up. He looked around.
I said assuming it's not small enough to put in the box yet. I said that. So no one told me anything different.
No, like before everything when she knocked it unconscious, it became the small marble figurine again.
I didn't catch that. That's why I said what I said. Just someone take the box from me on your turn.
I will pick it up and put it in the box.
Okay.
Like, probably shouldn't
And
have
then
touched
say,
it.
let's get out of here.
Yeah. Can we...
Is it in the box? Okay, cool. Let's go.
Can we tell where, like, which direction the alarm is coming from? Or is it just, like, everywhere?
It is, yeah. Varies distinctly magically sourced, the town's alarm system, and it does not sound in the same way that you would think of it as emanating from a point, but it is universally present within a particular area or range of wherever the incidents or whatever are taking place. So it's like, it's not directional at all. It is just omnipresent within a range of events that when they take place.
So I'm voting we go west and then south.
I'm following you.
ASAP.
Let's go.
Yep, lead the way. Not too fast, to be suspicious, but fast enough to get the hell out.
I do that.
All right.
That's mine.
So you've scooped it up in its box, and then you take off like a couple. There are no cabs nearby, by the way. As is probably as expected.
Damn, they're learning. They.
And then you, the giant rampaging elephant nearby. They're like, well, not going there, and just kind of went and maybe picked up some people that were fleeing and fled themselves. But you take the box and you move a block or two away, and then it isn't very far at all. Like beyond, like when you get to that point, that the bell, gong, omnipresent sound stops. So
we're supposed to go back to the Temple District.
Sigil District, right? Not the guided district. It's the university at the Sigil District. But I want to go by way of the circlet walk and, look like we're not coming from the bazaar, basically.
okay. Are we walking? What is our? We got a few blocks away, and then after the gong stops, it seems like crowds and the regular things across the different the many bustling areas of the bazaar seem to be kind of normal.
I
You see
would
some
say
people whispering and like pointing, like, what? Like you maybe even catch a couple of like, what happened over there? Like, what was the ruckus? Who did someone get in trouble again?
I say we go on foot until we're a couple blocks away from the courtyard. Maybe
Agreed.
when we get to like this. I keep forgetting how to.
We want to break the line, as many lines of sight as possible.
There we go. Yeah, maybe when we get to like this little squarey thing, and then see if we can catch a cab there.
Yeah, sure, easy enough.
Yeah.
I check out Balasar. I mean, he said he had a really bad headache or something like that. Does he look okay now?
Yeah, it seemed you could see the intense pain after being gored, and you could see his reaction to it, but it seemed instantaneous or at
Oh,
least
okay.
momentary. He still hurt a little bit. You could see he's bleeding a little bit under the side from where he was gored, but otherwise he's shaking it off.
Yeah, shake it off. He's got a special song for that.
Okay. So the cabbie rolls up to in front of the large university, drops you off there. And you're here. What would you like to do?
We're supposed to
Um,
find I forget his name, Rashawn or something.
no, that was the Bone Garden proprietor. Now we're looking for. Oh yeah, sorry, Rashid.
Gatekeeper.
Gatekeeper at the Crystal
Yeah, he should be
Chateau.
easy to find. He should be at the gate. Let's
So
contact that guy.
the large
We're gonna tell the cabbie to wait here a moment.
yeah, and he's
Or
happy to
is
do
he
so.
already gone? Okay.
No, he's happy to do so. And then so you pull up in front of this large walled-in area with a big, beautiful courtyard, large gate with a gatehouse on either side, and it's kind of a little off. Some of the other places all look, so extravagant, or they have more like open archways, and even the temple district where you were before is like a lot of open walkways and arches in the walls, and the walls are there more just as a mostly to create some level of privacy, sound barriers or whatever, but they weren't meant to, with the openness of it, it wasn't really meant to keep people out. But here at the Crystal Chateau, these walls are tall and menacing looking, and the gates actually look like you would think of like a medieval castle gate with a portcullis, and like it's there's more about security with this particular wall and gate situation than you've seen anywhere else in the city, except maybe the palace. But you've only been able to see at a glance at a distance of anything going on at the palace.
So two gatehouses on opposite sides of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone standing outside of them, or
It's more like a teller window kind of situation, and there are guards inside the gates, and the gates are closed.
all right, Kaz, why don't you go see if Rashid, I'm cutting out.
No, it's fine for me.
Oh, okay. Why don't you go see if Rashid is here? Since you've got the box.
I don't have the box. Someone took the box from me in the last round to put the thing in the box. I don't have it.
No, Balasar picked up the elephant and put it in the box that you were still holding in your hands.
There you have it.
I give the box to Balasar.
Bowser's got the box.
Okay.
Balasar, go get him. Go find him.
Find him?
We'll sit here in the cab and wait for you.
Why? That's
What?
that's not a good idea. Why can't we all go?
Yeah, I'll go with Balazar for sure.
All right, fine. Let's walk up to the gatehouse on the right.
Okay. You inquire after the gatekeeper, and
Hello.
He specifically Rashid by name, and the worker there says, "Just a moment, I'll go fetch him." And then he runs and grabs him and brings him in. And then Rashid is looks to be some half orc, kind of gruff looking, and he steps up. "And what's your business?"
Delivery
Pertaining.
of this box and its contents.
To who, from who, and why?
To you from
From the Bone Garden.
Professor
Because-
Limmel Wist.
Professor Whist. You are them. I see. And the thing that is to be contained within is what it is to be?
Yes.
The thing that is in the box is the thing that was in the box.
Don't touch it.
I'm not sure. It might be a fake.
You should probably check it out.
Don't touch it.
He grabs the box, lifts the lid, kind of, but almost, like you would like a hand of cards that you don't want someone to see. He kind of turns the box a little bit, lifts the lid.
You
Everything
mean so it doesn't
seems-
get out?
Everything seems in order. Very good.
Oh, I think we're done.
With this task complete, your venture continues.
And what would be our next step?
I am not so informed, but what I do know is that Professor Prolix will be the one to reach out to you next.
All right. Well, we'll be
Let's-
waiting to hear from the professor.
Yeah, let's go get a beer.
Maybe a suture.
It's only a scratch.
She's about to finish. Is this a good time? Oh,
So, but before you walk away, he says the professor. I was just double checking something. The professor will be the one to reach out to you, and he hands you a wooden coin.
Oh, one of those
And-
talking things.
and I hand it to Kazrin.
I don't take it.
Kev's got both talking.
I don't take it.
Hey, hey, and I look around and I hand it to Thea.
Alright, I
She's
guess
more
I'll
responsible.
stick it in my pocket. I have pockets, I assume.
You're
Yeah.
a female character. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I know, right?
Fantasy pockets.
I don't have secret pockets.
He will also. So he gives you a wooden coin out of his own pocket, and then he will reach under the desk and then hand you over a small sack that jangles.
Yay!
I like jingle jangles, but we won't open it in his presence because
Of course not.
That's rude.
Because it will turn
It's
into
rude.
something and eat us.
yeah, we need to do that in our in the inn. You
Detect
know?
magic on all the things.
That's why I was handing you the coin. Quick,
The coin is definitely magical. A little bit of conjuration, a little transmutation, and a little illusion.
Oh shit.
To be fair, Balasar would say that all coin is magical because it all turns into something else.
So I just kind of say, thanks for helping us finish that up, and for the reward.
We'll be waiting to hear from the professor.
No wonder the parrot was mad at the elephant.
That
The parent
fucking elephant.
Maybe we should have interrogated it a little bit further.
The parrot, yeah. I thought about asking the parrot some questions, but
You better squawk up.
Could have been
bird.
fun. Could have been fun.
yeah.
Fucking elephant.
All right. So you're gonna go get a drink? Was that?
Yeah. Back in our cab to the back to the hotel.
Because all we gotta really
I
do
would-
is wait.
I would make a recommendation
Okay.
that we get a new place to live while we're here for now. The other places, the other place is going to run out. Not only that, every fucking spy in the city knows we're there. So let's just get ahead of this. And if you all agreed, I would just ask the cabbie, like, hey, where's a place that people like us wouldn't stick out at, if there is such a place, and take us there.
You could see kind of
Hello.
like little sucks in a little bit of air and kind of eyes you over. Well, you're gonna stick out no matter where you go, but some places more than others, perhaps. Maybe the places that you're looking for where you don't stick out are maybe the ones where people just don't care.
I like apathy. People who can mind their own business.
Assuming we don't have any stuff left at the step aside. Because we may need to go back there and, like, check out first.
Well, also, Question was keeping us there and paying, and she may not be
Question's
paying
got-
anymore.
Yeah, and Question's got a way to contact us too.
Right. But, I mean, do we have stuff there before we go to a new place, or...
I'm gonna say no.
Or should we ask the guard keeper maybe where a better place?
I don't know. My suggestions to the cabbie, man of the earth, man of the city, whatever.
Alright, yeah. So let's head to where the cabbie suggests.
What could go wrong?
I'm sure this sounds completely safe. Go from our
Just trying
question.
to find out where that is. There's a bunch
Our
of named
question
ones,
approved.
and then
Maybe something more local to the Sigil district, although that's kind of more affluent, right? So probably they would notice us more. I don't know.
No, we need a conspicuous and affordable. Boom.
so he would his recommendation would be in the Alluvium district, which is where they have some nice places there. They have some nice gardens that are kind of off the edge of between the River District and the Alluvium District, which is like a nice part. But then as you move closer towards some of the outskirts, there's literally some mines there. And a lot more rough and tumble folk near the mines.
Perfect.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Sounds like people that are less likely to be disturbed. Let's do it.
Hell yeah.
The place is that they've got where they strip mine for clay. Is the kind of mines that it is.
What are you mining? Mud?
Mud.
What do you use the clay for?
He just kind of looks around, and like points around. You see, like looking at buildings and walls, and just kind of cocks his head, like, "Are you dumb?"
It's questionable. It's in much debate.
Yeah, there's a lot of other things you can use clay for too.
Yeah, you make some nice pots. What do you want from me?
I Crayola uses clay for the color pigment on crayons.
I'm not sure there's a Crayola in this realm.
Well,
Could be, though. I mean...
it was a valid question. Come on.
He's just giving you gruff. So he'll take you over if that's where y'all agree to goes to.
I think so, yeah.
More rough and tumble inn / tavern. It'd be close to the gates, to that northeast major road gate that comes through into the city from the outside. And there is a tavern not far. Yeah, that's almost spot on, right there. That he's gonna take you to. The owner of the establishment says it's not much for accommodation. Do you want multiple rooms, one room?
How much for 4 rooms for the... Well, maybe go day by day.
A gold apiece a day. Beds aren't very comfortable. Food's pretty shit. But there's no bugs and no baddies. We make sure of that.
How many beds are in a room?
1.
Oh. Well,
Yeah.
Brutus and I can do 1 room, and we'll just alternate who gets the bed for 4 hours.
I thought I needed a full night's sleep.
Huh?
I'm a lizard.
I thought you only
She's
needed
saying
4
you-
hours meditating.
No, I need
8, no.
I'm no elf.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and pay for myself for 4 days worth.
Okay.
Me too.
Get 4 days worth of spots. Yeah, and the 1 gold seems like awfully little, by comparison to some of the other things about the city, right? And he's like, sure enough, and then he points you off to your rooms, and then you pay after you pay up, and you go open the door, and it is it's not dirty, it's not rat infested, it's just small, unaccommodating. There's no dresser, there's no armoire, there's just a bed with a lumpy mattress on it and 1 piece of linen.
It's a Motel 8.
So it's perfect. So I give him my 4 gold.
Yeah,
Motel,
I'll
hotel,
pay for,
Holiday Inn.
yeah, pay for room.
Yeah, you're definitely not staying at a Holiday Inn Express.
Oh, I do have some money. Okay, fine. I give money away.
You can stay with Riv. She offered to share.
I did.
Oh, I can stay in your room? Yeah, I think it's easier. Do you want to stay in one room?
I don't care. It's only
Okay.
1 bed.
All right,
You sleeping on the floor.
that's fine.
Oh,
I'm a
you can sleep on it in a crazy way where you both sleep half on the bed,
monk.
your legs hanging up.
I mean, I'm pretty small. I could probably fit on it curled up width-wise. Unless it's like a cot.
Mm-hmm. So is sleep time? Is it break time in game in RL too?
I was going to do one little thing, and then we're just going to call it after that for today. And then
Okay.
they kind of prompt us in the direction from here, and then we will just pick up there the next time we play.
Okay.
So,
I-
go ahead. Sorry.
I have like 10-15 seconds of things, but I'm not sure what your thing is, so it may come into that.
Yeah, go ahead.
They mentioned a beer. I'm gonna just seem a little perturbed as I have been, and so I'm just gonna go out for a walk. It should be pretty easy. We don't get our beer. Not that I would like to get 40 gold worth of stuff to change my Find Familiar,
Yep, easy enough.
and
It's gonna
and
take,
I'd like
take a
Go
little
ahead.
bit of time in this kind of area to get to something that's would have those kinds of materials for those things, but it is not uncommon at all in the town. So just not close-ish to this tavern.
And I'd like to spend a few silver, which I'm assuming that's what it would be, to find whatever the equivalent of a baseball is. It's just some small round ball.
Little handball thing?
Yeah.
Sure. Mm-hmm.
And then when I get back, I won't check in with them. I'll just go to my room and gonna turn my familiar into its original form and be there the rest of the night.
Okay. Anyone else? Any interactions or anything you'd like to do before we rest for the evening?
Yeah, I was gonna hang out in the. I assume there was like a bar or restaurant kind of thing in the hotel, right, or tavern or something.
Yeah.
So I was just gonna hang out, in there, till like 2-ish in the morning, listening. Figure that there's a more rough and tumble here. I might actually hear more in like thieves' cant of like what's going on in the city.
Roll me an investigation check. Most of the conversations are predominantly about worker complaints more than anything. Oh, so and so really put us to the fucking screws today. Made us carry this blah 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 to here to there. That like all this that kind of stuff is more of the predominant part of the conversation. You do get a little bit of, I don't want to say like anti-government kind of like it's not like Antifa running around here, but we've got you got a little bit of, hadn't we had this leader who's apparently been the leader for hundreds of years. I haven't seen him. No one we've ever heard of has seen him. What's really going on with this place? And there's a little bit of, you get a little, what seems maybe conspiracy theory kind of stuff. It was like, I bet you it's them people at that library, or I bet you it's them people at that university, or I bet you it's, it's a little of this, and it seems like that they're kind of pointing fingers at the factions that maybe behind the scenes, either the money or the influence, or maybe in all actuality, are the one or the other. One of them might be just really the ones running the show. At least that's what these common folk are complaining about.
Okay.
Balazar, in before dawn, before you would have woke up naturally, you hear what sounds like the worst squawk speaker, McDonald's speaker box sound out of your pocket you've ever heard.
He just thought he gave it to Athena.
No, he did give it to me.
Oh, was it? He did it? I thought
Yeah.
he was trying to give it to Catherine, but he said no. But he did give it to Athena. I
And
missed
then-
that. Okay,
yeah,
well then, Athena,
she
you're
took-
the one that hears it then. And if it's that's right, because I remember now, because we were concerned that you might not have pocket.
Yeah.
Yes. So it is you that hears it, and then I guess by extension, because Brutus is in the same room, you're both like this horrible megaphoning, static riddled 1980s McDonald's speaker is coming through. Hello, is this on? Hello.
Is there a button? What do I do with it?
Hello.
Yeah, huh? Yes? Can you hear me?
Yes. And a little bit more.
I missed question.
She was hot.
You guys are still sleeping. I don't want to hear it.
Is this the people that came in with the professor? Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello!
But for some reason, I feel like we're home.
Excuse me? Hello?
Hello. Who?
Okay.
Who?
It is?
Yes.
It is?
It is.
Yes?
Who am I speaking to?
I guess you can hear me. Okay, so, the professor said to tell you. God damn this stupid thing. And then, then it just stops.
It ran out of.
25 words!
That's awesome.
25 words a day? Is that what it
No,
is?
I'm not there, but more than likely he can resend a thing. It's probably multiple use. But if it's based off that spell, there is a word limit.
That's funny.
A little while later, let's say about an hour and a half later, there's a knock at your door.
Brutus.
Oh yeah. I go over to the door. I'm assuming this place is not the kind of place that has the nice chains and.
No, it's barely like a bathroom
Knock is a
stall, like
courtesy.
I
pushed.
place my foot in such a way that and brace myself so that I can block the door. If somebody were to like charge in on it, I would like catch it with my foot and hip. I guess I don't know. In a safe stance, and then I just crack the door open and say yes.
So when you do, you see a gruff-looking suit, like someone that is much smaller than you are. The little halfling that is as big around as he is tall. And he is sweating like bullets, sweating bullets, soaked his all the way, like his clothes or just his robes that he's got on over them, just soaked through, and then he's huffing and puffing.
I move my foot out of the way and usher him into the room. Come in.
Are you are you the professor? Are you?
Yes. That's us. You got the right room.
And he's like, he pulls out a handkerchief, and the handkerchief itself is like moist as he pulls it out of his pocket, and he tries to dab it on his face, like it's like he had perhaps walked or semi-jogged from the Sigil District to here after the stupid speaker box thing didn't work. And he like it still kind of through huff and puff. He says, as you might be aware, the Allegiance is excavating and conducting massive projects in the Sigil District. All of this is an effort to explore some ancient ruins underneath the city. The ruins of Kaer.
Are they underwater?
There are many places down there, yes, that are kind of like that. He kind of looks at you like, I don't know why you're asking me these questions. And then we believe that there's another entrance. There's rumors kind of going all over the city. We think that in the River District, that somewhere inside of the Life Dome, there's another way in. We want you to investigate. We are authorized to pay 300 gold for any relevant information.
believe we can help.
I think we should at least get the others. Brutus, go wake them up.
How about you wake them up, and I'll stay here with Shorty.
Oh, okay, fine. I'm gonna go bang on Balsar's door and Kaz's door.
When you bang on Kazan's door, you hear a little dog barking at the door.
Do you stand at my door and wait for me to open it?
No. I bang on your door. I walk to Kaz's door. I bang on Kaz's door. I hear a dog barking. I go,
That's odd.
that's new. I go back to
And then I
Balsar's
open my door.
I go back to
And you
Balsar's
see my
door.
sword.
Hello? Put your gear on, sir.
I know
gear.
phrasing is a thing, but I saw that coming.
Does anybody believe in phrasing anymore?
Oh, it's just you? Okay. Go get my pants on.
After you gather yourselves together, the halfling tells you that there is a contact in the Life Dome, a
that should
known
make things easier.
supervisor named Carlisle Krugen. I'm gonna put that name in chat here.
So we're making contact with Carlisle Krugen.
He wants us, well, rather the Allegiance, wants us to investigate the rumors of a secondary entrance inside the river district in the
Dome.
Dome of Life, or
Which
whatever
had
it is.
lots of guards.
Which had lots of guards.
Till breakfast.
Nope. And, question,
Yes?
not the person, but a question that I asked
Yes?
the halfling. Who is the believed the people behind this other entrance? Like, are there other people making this entrance into the ruins, or is this like a happenstance?
Well, I guess we're going to find out. Let's go find out.
No, I want him to tell us what he knows first.
Some of that depends on the rumors. So some rumors say that it's a kind of a secondary excavation or a delving that they have tried to worm their way in. Others say it's something just discovered or something that had just been hidden. But we're not entirely convinced that it's real at all.
Did we catch this halfling's name? I'm sorry if I missed it.
No, actually, it didn't. What did it say?
I tried to ask him.
Well, I would ask when I come in there, at some point.
It's really funny.
Wait, did you say Gilly funny?
No, I said it's
Gruber,
Oh.
Hufflebottom. Hufflebottom.
Hufflebottom.
All right.
Yep. Gruber, Hufflebottom. And yeah, so that, and from his perspective, is like, that's it. That's the mission.
And once we have the information, how should we contact?
We have a talking stone.
We use the talking coin.
If it works.
All right.
Yeah. Oh.
If it doesn't work, where do we go? Or what do we do?
You could see them like his face is like the emotions and thoughts on his face are so readable that it takes no insight check to know that he's like, please don't come talk to me. Please, I don't want to be part of any of this. I don't. Professor Yusuf, please. He's the one. He's at the Crystal Chateau. Talk to him next time.
All right, easy.
Do we have access into any of the university's resources? Something, water breathing, maybe some scuba gear, something of that sort.
And he just kind of opens and says, "What you got? What you got?"
I
Can
think
you
that will
swim
get
very well?
I
I think
float.
Brutus swims well.
We may have need of you.
Flotation device. But yeah, that's and as like from there we could probably maybe we could talk some things out or whatever if you had some questions. But
I
otherwise,
think
that would
Kaz had a
be
few things,
where we
right?
would end
Or
after
is that
that.
done with the dog thing?
Pardon?
You said you had a few things. Are you done with it when you got the dog thing done?
Yeah, that was my
Okay.
15
Okay,
seconds.
then that seems
And
good.
I posted a picture in Discord too. When we were in there talking, that little dog I jumped on the bed, kind of looked at everybody.
This is instead of your raven or whatever.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, it's my familiar.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I guess we can end it off there, and then next time we will begin investigating the life dome and perhaps
Excellent.
looking for some secondary entrance, or at least to corroborate and or to refute the rumors that exist.
So we can set up a spa day. We really do need to maybe look up things for water breathing. I don't know what we have on that, but I mean, obviously we have anything.
I mean, we could probably do like a preliminary overview and see, if there is even an entrance before we go in it, right?
I would just assume the entrance is probably under it, but yeah, we should just scope it out.
And then if there is an entrance, then yeah, we definitely need to do.
Yeah, you guys
I mean,
went
that's
up
our
to the
goal and
life
stuff.
dome before, but the guards chased you off.
Yeah, we weren't
Yeah,
able
we
to
weren't able to go
poke
in.
around, and there's like, not yet, the DM says.
But Carlisle Krugen was gonna get us in.
All I want to say is that the elephant fight was pretty fun.
Mm-hmm.
At least for me.
Was that if we had taken it in the box, that wouldn't have happened, correct?
Hey, now. Let's not. We don't have to.
I
we
want to
don't-
know.
We don't need to know that kind of information.
I want to know.
Maybe.
Something would have happened. It would have been like a 20-minute session because that fight was the whole thing. It was
the box would have got heavier.
a wonderfully conniving little sleight of hand. Like, hey, you have a quest to go get this little fucking elephant. Hey, here's an elephant. You grab the elephant, right? Yep, you grab the elephant. I did not, like, in my mind's eye, picture its container. I mean, it could have been a fucking pizza box. I don't know. I'm just thinking the elephant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel
At
like
least
that was
we didn't
very
have to
purposeful.
transport gremlins.
There was some purposefulness to it. That is for sure.
So I couldn't wrist pocket, at least in my mind, because it was too big to actually wrist pocket.